A man can conquer kingdoms, build empires, and silence the noise of the world. But when he meets her, the noise inside his heart begins to speak. And for the first time, he listens. Brothers, I do not speak today of fleeting attraction. I do not speak of illusions or the stories that we are told by movies, songs, or society. I speak of clarity. I speak of truth. I speak of that sacred recognition when a man knows. She is the one when a man meets the woman who is truly meant. For him, something profound shifts within him, not through drama or noise, but through an unexpected silence. Life can often feel like a relentless storm. Pressures, responsibilities, and expectations pull him in every direction. His mind is constantly calculating, fixing, striving. Even in moments of success, there can still be inner unrest, a sense of never quite being enough or doing enough. Then she enters, not with fireworks, but with presence. Her energy doesn't compete with the world. It balances it. Around her, he doesn't feel the need to be loud, clever, or strong. He doesn't need to perform. There is a peace that comes simply from being near her. It's not because she's trying to calm him or solve his problems. It's because she carries her own groundedness, her own rooted nature, and it reminds him that he too can be still. She becomes the space where his walls drop. The part of him that is always on guard finally rests. She is not pushing, demanding, or fixing. She is there, and that is enough. Her presence doesn't take his strength away. It gives his strength meaning. This is not about control or dependence. It's about a connection so deep that the chaos within him finds something solid to anchor to. This kind of peace cannot be faked. It is not infatuation, nor is it momentary escape. It is the rare kind of stillness that comes from being seen and accepted entirely. And for a man who has spent much of his life battling both the outer world and his inner world, this is the first sign, the deepest sign, that he may have found the one his soul has been waiting for. When a man meets the woman who is truly aligned with his spirit, something powerful awakens within him, not a surface-level motivation, but a deep, lasting discipline. He begins to rise above his old habits, not because she demands change, but because she inspires transformation. Her presence activates a part of him that has been dormant, the part that wants to be better, do better, and live with greater purpose. This is not about impressing her. It's about honoring what she reflects back to him, a vision of the man he truly is beneath the distractions and limitations. He begins to sharpen his focus. He becomes more intentional with his time. He starts choosing growth over comfort and purpose over pleasure. Not for approval, but because he feels a calling to meet the standard she naturally represents. There is something sacred about the way she moves, the way she carries herself, the way she holds space for his evolution. She becomes a mirror, not of pressure, but of potential. He sees who he could become by watching who she already is. Her consistency, her wisdom, her quiet strength. These qualities demand the best of him simply by existing in his life, and he responds, not with fear, but with commitment. He starts to protect his peace, guard his energy, and take care of his mind and body. He becomes more focused, more refined, more grounded. She doesn't pull him forward. She calls him forward, and he answers. This shift is not temporary. It's not performance. It's alignment. A man knows she's the one when her presence turns him from being distracted and divided into being centered and disciplined, not by force, but by a deep inner desire to grow into the man he was always meant to be. There is a rare and powerful experience a man has when he encounters someone with whom he can be fully himself. No masks, no roles, no expectations to perform. Just raw, honest presence. In most areas of life, a man wears many faces. He's expected to be strong, strategic, and in control. He carries the weight of unspoken pressures, often hiding parts of himself to maintain the image others expect from him. But when he meets her, the one, something changes. He doesn't feel the need to act. He doesn't feel the need to pretend. Around her, he breathes differently. There is no fear of judgment in his vulnerability. His flaws are not weaknesses to be hidden. They are simply parts of his story she accepts with grace. With her, he doesn't have to be anything more or less than he truly is. In that space, he finds a kind of freedom he never knew he needed. He laughs louder. He shares more deeply. He sits in silence without the need to fill it. There is no anxiety about being misunderstood because she understands even the things he doesn't say. That kind of connection is not common. It's spiritual. This authenticity fosters growth, not because she tries to fix him, but because he feels safe enough to evolve. He's not driven by the fear of losing her. He's driven by the sense of being seen by her, completely. That level of connection doesn't just make him feel accepted. It makes him feel alive. When a man finds someone around whom he can lay down his armor and still feel worthy, he knows something sacred is unfolding. Because love that allows space for his true self is not just rare, it's transformative. And it's unforgettable. A man with purpose moves through life with a vision clear, focused, and often deeply personal. He builds, creates, and strives towards something greater than himself. And in that focused path, he often wonders, will someone ever walk beside me without pulling me off course? When he meets her, the one, he doesn't have to force her into that vision, nor does he need to shrink it to fit her. She simply fits, naturally, effortlessly. There is no resistance, no constant compromise that drains his energy. Her presence doesn't feel like a detour. It feels like a continuation of the journey. She brings her own direction, her own dreams, but somehow they align. Their lives start to point in the same direction, not through control, but through resonance. It's like two melodies that, when played together, create a harmony that's more powerful than either alone. She doesn't demand that he abandon his path. Instead, she becomes a part of it, not by losing herself in his goals, but by adding her strength, wisdom, and energy to the shared direction. Their futures begin to merge not in sacrifice, but in synergy. His decisions start to include her, not because he must, but because it feels natural to envision her in what comes next. This kind of alignment doesn't come from trying to make something work. It comes from a deep sense of internal clarity that says, this makes sense. Her presence doesn't bring confusion or distraction. It brings focus, intention, and a feeling of peace about the road ahead. When a man no longer feels like he has to choose between love and purpose, when he sees that love can support purpose, he realizes that he hasn't lost direction. He's just found someone who helps him walk it more completely. Many people enter relationships seeking an escape from loneliness, from pressure, from the noise of life. But when a man meets the one who is truly meant for him, time with her doesn't feel like an escape at all. It feels like returning to something real. It's not about running from the world. It's about being grounded in it together. With her, he doesn't feel the need to disconnect from himself. In fact, he feels more connected to his thoughts, his emotions, his truth. There's no illusion, no fantasy, no pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, there's presence. Even when things are hard or uncertain, there's a sense of emotional honesty that he can trust. There is no pressure to entertain or impress. Just being together feels meaningful. This kind of time doesn't drain him. It restores him. He's not left wondering if he said the right thing or acted the right way. He simply is, and that is enough. Whether they're talking, laughing, or simply sitting in silence, he feels a sense of alignment between who he is and who he's becoming. That experience is rare, and when it happens, a man notices. She becomes part of the rhythm of his life, not a break from it. The connection is rooted, not in fantasy, but in truth. And truth, unlike momentary pleasure, stays with him. It anchors him. It reminds him of what's real when the rest of the world feels chaotic or uncertain. When a man no longer feels the urge to escape his reality in someone else, but instead finds deeper meaning within his reality because of her presence, he begins to understand that this is not just love. It is something deeper, something stable, something sacred. And that is how he begins to know she's the one. There are moments in life that defy logic, moments that are felt rather than others explained. For a man, one of those rare and undeniable moments is when he meets someone and, without reason or analysis, something inside him quietly whispers, "It's her." This recognition isn't loud. It isn't dramatic. It's still. It's calm. And it carries a depth that the mind can't fully comprehend. Before he even understands it, something in him remembers her. It's as if he's known her long before. Their first meeting, her voice feels familiar. Her energy feels safe. Her presence feels like something he's been searching for, even if he didn't know it. This knowing doesn't come from a checklist of qualities or a perfect background. It comes from somewhere deeper, what many would call the soul. There's a quiet ease in the way they connect, even in silence. He finds himself drawn to her without needing to justify it. His heart responds before his thoughts catch up. This is not infatuation. It's not the high of something new. It's a quiet certainty. It feels natural, whole, grounded. This kind of recognition doesn't happen often. It's not forced. It's not planned. It arrives unexpectedly, like a familiar breeze brushing through an unfamiliar place. And when it happens, it doesn't ask for permission. It simply settles into the heart with certainty. When a man experiences this feeling, he may try to analyze it or resist it. But the truth is, something within him has already decided. Not based on logic or timing, but based on resonance. On truth, on something ancient and uncheckable. That is when he begins to understand. He hasn't just met a woman. He has met the woman. The one his soul already knew. So, my brothers, when you meet someone who stills your storm, inspires your discipline, makes you feel fully yourself, aligns with your vision, lives in your truth, and resonates with your soul, don't hesitate. Don't run. Don't overthink. Bow your head in gratitude, because you have just met the one. And remember, a strong man does not seek a woman to complete him. He seeks the one who helps him remember he was already whole.